I've got a doctor coming up, Dr. Goldstein, which is probably going to be hanging around with Mr. Blue Goo here and there a little bit. And this lady is a very knowledgeable lady. That's Dr. Goldstein coming up, hanging out with Mr. Blue Goo. So that's going to be totally interesting. So you guys stay tuned for that, and we'll see you later. This is Mr. Blue Goo. Try and say hi. So by now you've probably figured out I'm a Bay Area guy. So being that, I've run across a very interesting person. She's a doctor. Her name is Dr. Estelle. And check this out. This lady does recommendations. Now, here's the clincher that caught my eye. She actually does like these little, I can almost compare to Tupperware party kind of things. Because she'll come to your house and she'll give you recommendations. Actually, she ain't going to give you nothing. You got to pay for it. But she'll come to your house. Now, you get a couple of people together. It'll make it worth, more worth her while. But at the same time, it'll make it just as fun for you guys when you get a couple of people together, and have a good time. And this lady will not only give you a recommendation, but explain to you the different applications for cannabis that you can use for your situation, whether it be you have back problems, you got neck problems, you got headaches, you got whatever, right? Now, here's the clincher. Here's the cool part. This lady is something else. First of all, she's very nice and very funny, and she's really, really a kind of very warm person. But at the same time, she's highly, 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 and I don't mean that as a pun, educated. And you'll see what I mean when I introduce her to you. So like I'm in American Canyon right now at her office, and let's check it out. You guys ready? Let's do this. We're here in American Canyon. I met her a couple of weeks ago now, and we've been able to have some conversations, some interesting talks, and we're going to probably be working on some stuff together. I just wanted you guys to meet her, and possibly if you guys are in the area or anything like that, you guys need a recommendation or anything, give her a call. But mostly, Dr. Estelle, could you tell me a little bit about yourself and about your background? I'm sure I just don't want to say you're an MD because you're not just an MD.
Well, you honor me. You're going to make me blush, Mr. Blue Goo. You might be a little blue. I'll be turning a little pink here. But let me tell you, first of all, even though I talk a little funny, I was born here in the United States of America in Boston and did my undergraduate studies there. But I did my medical school in France because my folks weren't real rich, and I worked my way through mostly as a waitress, and you can do that in France. And later, public health service and such. Came back to the States, passed all my examinations, came back as a French doctor. And I I studied general surgery and orthopedic surgery, and a little bit of neurosurgery, which I dearly love. Always loved the brain, wanted to study the brain. And oh gosh, I can't, you don't want to hear every place I've been, but I will tell you I've been in the U.S. military, Army Medical Corps. I'm a proud veteran of 82nd Airborne Fort Bragg. And I've worked in Ohio, North Dakota, and after being a neurosurgeon for a while, studied neurology. And studied psychiatry, first because I like to talk, as you can tell. I really enjoy talking. But I found out that being a psychiatrist, most of what I'd be doing be working with medications, that the therapist did most of the talking. So I took some extra training in pharmacology, learned all I could about drugs, And most of my career has been spent as a psychiatrist, as a professor of psychiatry, and doing development of most of the drugs that are now available as psychotropics, and teaching other folks to be doctors and psychiatrists. But slowly, as I've been moving around, working for different kinds of institutions, it came to me just what a wonderful and miraculous medication the marijuana is. I mean, at first, like most doctors, I thought it was maybe a couple of kids trying to get high. It is the most amazing medicine since the beginning of the history of the world. I have never done in-depth study of a drug and found so much positive research, so few side effects, and so many wonderful miracles that I have just been trying to dive in, help all the folks I can find, writing, blogging about natural medicines in general and about marijuana in particular. Dearly love the patients, dearly enjoy helping them, and now this is, one of many things I do in my life, but the most important thing to me in my life is doctoring and helping patients. But what I think will convince people, and I want to convince people, that marijuana is a powerful, helpful, safe, and effective drug for a lot of things.
Right.
And there's a lot of people who hear things. I think they mostly hear it from politicians and other types who I don't understand real well. But from all the articles I read in the medical journals from other countries, because they're spending more money than us, I am still surprised every day at all the things that it can do, and it delights me. And I don't think enough people know about this. So, what I can do, I mean, I spent almost my whole life studying science and research and statistics, but what makes people understand the power of marijuana is the personal stories. And I see people every single day who tell me, mainstream medicine didn't do me right, gave me drugs, made me too sleepy, I couldn't work, gave me drugs with side effects, made me sick, told me there's nothing else they could do for what I got.
That's right.
In some cases, people who say, they told me I was going to die. That was 2 years ago. I owe my life, my freedom from pain, my family relationships, all the good things in life they tell me that they owe to marijuana. And what I'm trying to do is to get videos of these people and to put them on the net. Because most of us in life, we hang around with people a lot like ourselves, people who think of the same things we do in the same way. And if there's folks out there suffering greatly, they could be with other people, like political people who agree with them marijuana is bad. They might not be able to navigate the science. God, I spent most of my 30 years in practice trying to figure out how to navigate science and what's going on. But I want people to hear the personal stories of how life can get better. And I want them to be as happy I am that I'm in a state in a country where this is legal and we can offer it to folks who choose it.
That's right. Appreciate everything you're doing, and definitely, like I said, you guys, if you guys want to get together, maybe put some people together. Dr. Estelle, if you're in the Bay Area, she'll be glad to come and see you. Heck, I might even show up with her. So
you can imagine how much fun we have with him around. And I'll tell you a secret. I also want to acknowledge his son, Mr. Blue Goo Jr., who's holding the camera, a fine young man.
Thank you. So what do you want to do now?